morning. Welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Tuesday, January 28th, 2014. The big cold in the United States continues. There are actually winter storm warnings in place now for some of Florida's Panhandle area, Louisiana, southern Alabama, and parts of Texas. Cold in the Northeast continues unabated. Today in New Jersey, it's 15 degrees. Meanwhile, in London, Flagstone founder Mark Byrne looks like he's finally going to get his longtime dream. Insurance Insider is reporting that he is on the verge of acquiring Lloyd's syndicate sports cover. Mr. Byrne has been looking to acquire a syndicate in Lloyd's now for the past 4 years. Byrne was one of the founders of the 2005 created reinsurer in Bermuda called Flagstone Re. Mr. Byrne apparently has a sale and purchase agreement in place that he is ready to sign to purchase the company supposedly at approximately £10 million, which would be about 17 million or so US. He's going to be buying the company from the Nash family. Sports cover is referred to as a bantamweight syndicate in Lloyd's, but nevertheless a syndicate it is. At the moment it has stamp capacity authorized by Lloyd's of about £45 million for 2012. Mr. Byrne has declined comment, although I suspect this deal will go through, and we wish Mark Byrne very well. He is a friend. Meanwhile, Hamilton Re CEO Brian Duperreault, another Bermudian legend, was reportedly in London last week looking to buy a syndicate of his own. He was speaking to bankers about his ambition to buy a syndicate. Sources said that he met with a number of corporate financiers that work in the London market's M&A group to discuss buying a Lloyd's platform. Most observers had thought that Duperreault would look to make his first acquisition in the United States because he had placed Conan Ward as the CEO of the North American unit, and there are currently no operations set up in the U.S., so it was thought that he would buy in the United States first. Mr. Duperreault might have a bit of a slim pickings in the cupboard there. 16 Lloyd's deals have been completed since 2011, heavily restricting the supply of acquirable Lloyd's businesses. So it'll remain to be seen how Mr. Duperreault fares, although he has an awful lot of money behind him. He has declined comment. Interestingly enough, rumors are circulating that Lloyd's has declined to approve more than half of the increase in planned premium income requested by its syndicates for 2014. Apparently, following revisions to business plans at the request of Tom Bolt's Performance Management Directorate, the aggregate planned premium income overall was only £400 million higher than last year. If correct, the figures show that Bolt's Performance Directorate is performing its role as the bastion of market discipline in a very big way. The degree of underwriting discipline exercised in the market has significantly increased over the past decade, largely due to the rigorous business planning process that managing agents are forced to submit to. Of course, Bolt has been warning over and over again that he will not tolerate cash flow accounting translated into underwriting, and that if risks are going to be written, they had better be properly priced. It seems he is intent on controlling the tap to ensure that that does not happen. Good for Tom Bolt. Meanwhile, the British economy has grown at its fastest rate in 6 years during the year 2013. A 0.7% quarterly rise in the final 3 months of the year show that the British economy has now grown in 4 straight quarters. This is actually very big news because it means that for the entire year it grew by 1.9%. That's the best rate since 2007, 3.4 growth rate. Marks Britain as one of the best performing advanced economies in the world. Those big storms that hit Britain between December 23rd and January 8th are going to cost insurers about $705 billion US, but they're not going to reach the reinsurance sector. Underwriting sources say that the losses are likely to be almost entirely retained by primary levels, given the sizable retentions that cedents have. According to a rule of thumb, reinsurers say that they expect to see claims when the total insured losses reach about 1.75 billion US, and this is only 705 million. The Ukrainian parliament has scrapped draconian anti-protest laws, and the prime minister has resigned. This is all aimed at trying to resolve this 2-month-old standoff with demonstrators in Kiev. The Prime Minister Azarov stood down. Also, the Parliament, in a special session earlier today, repealed the protest laws. However, the protesters are saying that that's not enough. They want the resignation of the president, Viktor Yanukovych. No sign yet whether or not he is going to resign. And of course, the Sochi Olympics are coming up in about 10 days. There's some interesting information released by Lloyds today. They say that the Olympics are predicted to cost $50 billion. They say that they cite sources saying that about $30 billion of that $50 billion has already been siphoned out of the project through corruption and backhanders. That would be bribes. That's quite a sum of money if that's the case. Insurers involved cannot speak about it. As with previous Olympic events, those providing cover are bound by strict confidentiality clauses. With an event of this size, though, it's safe to assume that pretty much every major player is on the team sheet. Other information is that the typical risks are insured or construction risks, event cancellation risks, things of that nature. However, Liberty syndicates, not saying anything directly in connection with the Olympics, but just opining aloud, say that insurers must also factor in a wealth of modern technological risks. Listen to this. Signal failure is a big risk. Imagine the Olympics taking place, but a signal failure means there's no broadcasting for 5 minutes. You could face a huge loss if audiences around the world cannot see the games live at a crucial moment. No kidding. Could you imagine if the United States Super Bowl this coming Sunday went off the air for 5 minutes? Brings to mind several presidential debates that we've had in this country where the candidates have been interrupted by technical glitches, and they stand there at the podium for 20 minutes waiting for engineers to fix the sound. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.